Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Tony with rchelp.com. We had a poll on the website, rchelp.com, link in the description, and we also had a poll on the community tab here on YouTube on this channel where I had you guys vote between the 4 trucks that I have here and which one you guys want me to start with. Here on YouTube, this truck won. This is a 2.5 T-Maxx, and yeah, 65% of you guys out of 54 votes wanted me to do this truck first. So here it is. Now, whenever I got this truck, he said this truck ran, and it ran good. Well, that's no longer the case. And in this video, we're basically going to go through, we're going to take a look at this truck, and we're going to get kind of a game plan. I'm going to show you what we're up against. And for anybody that's going out wanting to buy, a used truck, this is likely what you're going to end up with. This truck does have some problems, and one of the problems, we're going to take a look at it here in just a second. This might be a deal breaker for you guys, but in some circumstances, it's not a deal breaker for me. So without further ado, let's go ahead, dive a little bit closer into this truck, take a look at it, and find out what we're up against so that we can get started disassembling this thing, cleaning it up, completely rebuilding the differentials, taking a look at the transmission, rebuilding the engine. I say rebuilding, taking apart, cleaning, putting back together. So more refurbishing than rebuilding, because supposedly this is supposed to be a good engine. And yeah, we'll get into more of that. So let's go ahead and dive up close and take a look at this truck. Alright, so obviously the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull this body off. The body doesn't matter, not to me. But just so you guys can see what I'm doing, I'll roll it back and forth. I am trying a new camera angle. This is just an overhead camera. I want you guys to let me know what you think about this. So go ahead, pop the body off. We will not see that body again until we put this thing back together. Alright, so let's take a look at what we got. We'll start here at the back. We have a bumper that is missing some screws and is zip tied up. You can see the screw hole right there, and it's got that one in there, but it's missing the screws to go through here. So this is my favorite place to carry one of these trucks by. As you can see, we no longer have the easy start in here. And speaking of the easy start, you can see we only have 2 wires. Now, I did pull this wire out of the head because I wanted to look at the glow plug. But as you can see here, we've just got an alligator clip clipped to a bolt. This should have an eyelet actually crimped to this wire and then securely bolted to the engine mount, but it doesn't. So as you can see, it is extremely dirty. There's the fuel tank. You can see a little bit of fuel was left in it. I've had this truck for about a year or so. It's just been sitting out in the old studio. It does have a pull start, so that's why it only has 2 wires. It does not have the electric easy start on it. It does have the upgraded air filter. This is kind of like a K&N style air filter. It's got a lot of fuel tubing coming from the muffler. Whenever you run a lot of fuel tubing on your pressure line, and I can move it down here so you can see it going into the muffler there. Whenever you run a lot of fuel line, what that does is it smooths out the pulses that the engine's giving out, and it smooths out the pulses going into the tank. But as you can see, this truck has been rode hard and put away wet. And I mean that in the most literal sense. The color's not coming out on this. This is red clay. So yeah. You can see that he has, either he did it or somebody else did it. They did flip the on off switch. That way up is on, down is off. And quite honestly, that's the way I like it. I don't really like down being on. And I don't know why they did it that way. Go ahead and flip it upside down, and there is no label on that servo. So the bottom side is actually not as dirty as the top side, and that's weird. One thing you will notice, it does have aluminum A-arms in the front. I am not a big fan of that. However, all the screws are here. There is some play in the steering, and we're going to try to take care of that. I do like that it still has the servo saver on here, because with these gargantuan tires, it is very easy to destroy a servo. The brake looks pretty good. The bottom of the transmission, we can see a little bit of where it's kind of gumming up there. That's common. That's right underneath the front bearing on the engine, so it's going to get a little bit more oil. Over here, yeah, pretty much the same thing. If we flip it up here, you will notice that the reverse servo is missing. Everything's there, even the control horn. And if I flip it up to where you guys can see it, you can see it's just zip tied. That way it stays in one particular gear. Now, I don't remember if in or out is forward or reverse. I can't remember the orientation of this shaft. But again, we will be tearing this transmission apart, and I'll go in there and I'll show you guys exactly what that lever does and how it works and all that stuff. I didn't do that in the last series, and I apologize. One thing this does have is it has this little roll bar. Unfortunately, here on the front, it is doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. Throttle servo, that doesn't have a label on it either. You kind of have to look through the dirt. Unfortunately, the receiver, this is bad, it's missing the cap where the crystal is. This is the old, it's either 72 or 27 megahertz. I can't remember which one this one has. As you can see, the front differential doesn't look too awful bad. I am spinning this wheel backwards, and as you can see, the differential is not locked up whatsoever. I'm going to go ahead and spin this wheel backwards, and we'll take a look at this wheel. That one is pretty tight, so we're definitely going to have to take a look at that rear differential. Speaking of the rear differential, it's pretty dirty. About what I'd expect though. So I said we would talk about this engine. This is the T-Maxx 2.5. It is the stock engine for this truck, and it is, oh my god, dirty. I have stuck my finger in here and tried to turn this engine over, and this engine is completely seized up. So it's seized up because it's been sitting so long. The oil that's in the fuel is basically evaporated all the methanol, all the nitromethane, and it's nothing but the oil, and it got really gummy, and I can't spin the engine over with my finger. So not really a big deal unless we see some marring inside that sleeve. So here you go, guys. This is a wide shot of everything that we're dealing with. I am going to try to get a servo to put in here so it has forward and reverse. We have to make sure the other two servos are still good. We need to find some way to cap this off. I don't care if it's just a piece of tape that goes over it. Something needs to be on here to keep all the dust, dirt, and mud out of it. We will be cleaning this filter properly. I'll be using the K&N recharge kit, which actually has a solution that you spray on and then you rinse off. So, but as you can see, this is what we're starting out with. Just kind of flip it around here for you guys. One thing I forgot to mention, it is missing a screw up here in front. It has this one, but it's missing the one back here in the back that holds this down. I can't push it down. I think there's a wire crimped. So yeah, not really sure. Go ahead and flip it upside down so you guys can see the underside. You can definitely tell which side has the muffler. You gotta love Nitro. One thing we didn't check, let's see. Those are pretty good. But as you can see, if I hold the front tires, let me get this thing in frame here. This thing's massive on this desk. And if I spin here, you can see just how quickly, well, you can see it torquing the center drive shaft. With me holding the front wheels, it's basically making it go through the differential. You can see just how hard it's torquing it. Like I said, we got to go completely through it. I don't know if you can hear it, but there is a ton of air in these shocks, so we will be doing a shock rebuild on this one. I didn't show this side, so here you go. Guys, this is going to take a while, and whenever you guys get a truck like this, don't let all the dirt and the mud, don't let the caked fuel inside the fuel tank, don't let a seized up engine keep you from buying one if it's a good enough deal. If somebody come to me and said, hey man, I kind of need to sell this truck, you know, I need the money, and I'll take $100 for it. I'd give $100 for this truck. You know, missing the servo, locked up engine, gummed up fuel in the tank, which means if there's a filter still in there, which there should be, I'm gonna have to clean that filter out. I got to rebuild all the shocks, got to rebuild the differentials, I got to take a look at the transmission. One thing I did not check, okay, good, it does still have the plug on the transmission. Another thing, this one has the metal spur gear, so no chance of stripping that one out unless you have an absolutely horrible gear mesh, and I actually have not checked that. So let me get in here, and oh, I can't hardly get my finger in there. Oh, there we go. That's actually pretty good. So check it in different areas. Usually these metal ones are really, really round. They usually don't have much variance, and I'm not feeling anything. So we will take a closer look at the clutch bell. Obviously we got to take a look at the clutch. Can't see that right now. So I mean, for $100, $150, I'd still buy one like this, especially if it comes with everything like this one did. It's got the radio, it's got the receiver in it. Well, missing a servo. And these servos are cheap, guys. They're like 15 bucks, I think. Came with the body. All 8 shocks are here. Yeah, the wiring is kind of, yeah. And that all needs to be tucked up inside here, and we will be doing that. We actually might shorten these. There's no reason for all this to be hanging out. So this is what we got to start with, guys. This is the Traxxas T-Maxx 2.5. We're going to be going completely through it. You guys post down in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys want to see on this. I know some people are wanting some high-end upgrades. I don't actually own this truck. So because of that, I don't think we'll be doing any high-end upgrades on it. I may or may not be replacing these aluminum front A-arms. I don't like aluminum, especially on the lower A-arm. So I've never been a fan of aluminum A-arms on these. That's a point of failure that saves the rest of the truck. You know, if you hit something, you're going to break an A-arm, you may bend a turnbuckle or something like that. I've never been a fan of the aluminum arms. So again, let me know what you guys want to see. I'm going to start with complete disassembly of this thing. We're going to do just like we did in the last series. We're going to tear this thing completely down to a bare chassis, except this time I'm going to be taking all the parts basically into the bathroom sink and washing them off. You know, toothbrush, water. If I need some soap, that's fine. But that's how I'm going to do it this time. You guys can still do it with an air compressor. It might be a good idea. Maybe cover this up and hit this with some simple green and just blow it off with your air blower. That'll get a lot of this stuff off. So I may blow it off with the air compressor. I'm not sure yet. Probably not, just so we can get the absolute worst case scenario. I am going to try to keep these videos coming out every Monday until this truck is done. And then whenever we get done with that, I believe number 2 was the HPI Savage 4.6 to do next. And that truck's going to need quite a few parts. And yeah, we may or may not do it. I may do a quick video series on the Rustler, which was the second truck you saw in the last T-Maxx series, where I never did anything to it. I showed you that I had it, but I never did anything to it. My brother-in-law bought it from me, and yeah, that's where it's been this entire time. I don't think he's really played with it much. It doesn't look like it. It does look like there's a rip in the front tire, but I would like to do a complete bearing upgrade on that one. That'll make that one a lot more fun. Obviously wheels and tires, because the front tires on that one doesn't have foam. The back tires are just kind of meh. So every Monday, I'm going to just call this Monster Truck Mondays. So we'll see what happens. Every week I'm going to try to come out with a video, especially on this truck, and obviously suggestions are quite welcome. So that's pretty much the gist of it, guys. You know, this is what we're starting out with. So if you guys do want to help out with these projects, you can help out with Patreon, you can help out with PayPal, you can become a supporter on rchelp.com, and all of those links I'll put down in the description. So anybody that does want to help out with this, you absolutely can. It is absolutely not required. There's a lot of people saying, I'm not paying for your content. I have never, ever required payment for somebody to see what I do. Everything will always be free. It is just greatly appreciated with the members that do want to help out every month or every week or whatever. Those that do want to help out, you can do it with PayPal, Patreon, or becoming a supporter on rchelp.com, and it's greatly appreciated. So guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed, guys, click that subscribe button, click that bell. That way you get notifications whenever a new video comes up. Because hey, it's the start of a new year, 2019, and I've got a lot of videos planned, starting with this truck right here that everybody's been hounding me about. Do more monster truck videos, do more nitro truck videos, do more ground pounder videos. That's exactly what we're going to do. So thank you guys so much for watching here at the very end. Again, hit that thumbs up button, get subscribed, ring the bell so you get notifications. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.